Hello, welcome to the May Songwriter Stream. Oh, I'm already hearing an echo.
Yeah, my...
Does somebody not have their earbuds in?
This is the best start to this show.
All right, so those of you at home, we're going to welcome you twice. Once my actual voice, and once my echo voice.
I've muted the echo for the time being.
I think my echo voice is gone. Was it Victor's fault?
No.
It was Grove.
Okay.
All right,
let me know, Grove.
Why did you immediately blame me? Come on, man.
Got to go with your gut. So for those of you joining us, this is
might have
business
done
as
it on
usual here at the Songwriter Stream. Third Tuesday of every month, so this is our May edition. Myself, Victor, that guy in the hat down on the bottom, and Jason, this month are joined by our two guests. We have Grove Rune, who's joining us from, where are you, Grove?
Hold on a sec.
I think you're unmuted now.
Okay, I'm in Alabama now.
Joining us from Alabama definitely wins the award for farthest guest. And we're going to kick things right off with Liz, who we've had on the show before. Very popular. And Liz, where are you streaming from?
I'm streaming from New York City.
All right.
Hey, everyone.
Jason, why don't you give Liz the focus, and we'll get started with the night's music.
Hey everyone, so I'm going to start tonight off with an original of mine, and it's called House in My Head, and I wrote this when I wanted a place to escape to in my head, and I won't say any more than that. There's a house in my head with the roof made of glass, where the wind only sings and the clouds only pass. I would sleep through the night with starlight at last, if I lived in this house in my head. There's a house in my head with a porch in the back, where the sea softly swings and the wood never cracks. I would sit with the leaves and my lover at last, if I lived in this house in my head. When the clouds won't pass and winter won't end, I just rest in this house in my head. I just rest in this house in my head. Thank you guys, thank you.
All right, Liz's fans are already out in full force. I don't know if you were too busy singing like an angel just then to read what some of the people have chimed in.
Thanks, Fred. Thanks, Jerry. Thanks, Joe.
Is the name of that song House in My Head?
Yes, yes.
And is that available anywhere yet, or is that a
Not yet,
relatively
not yet.
recent-
It's unreleased, but I wanted to play it on anyway.
Teasing us.
A bunch of these are actually tonight are going to be unreleased ones, but
All right. Fantastic start to our program. Thanks, Liz. So for those of you at home, there's 5 of us. Myself, Jason, and Victor are the 3 usual hosts. And then tonight we're joined by special guests, Liz, Lieber, who you just heard from, and Rune, who we have coming up next. And we're basically going to go around the circle. Each of us will take a turn singing one song. And from 7 to 9 o'clock, we'll probably have about 3 trips around the circle. You'll hear 3 songs from each of us. So continuing on now, we have Rune from Alabama.
And Grove, you can hear us okay, and just do
I
a
can
test
hear you,
1,
I
2.
think. Yeah, when we did the 30-second countdown, it reset everything. So,
Oh no.
I'm
Okay.
hoping that I put it back to where it was. Does it sound okay?
Yeah.
Sounds fine to me. Yeah.
Okay. All right, great. All right, so I'll get started then. I'm gonna play a song that a little older. This is on Spotify. It's on streaming platforms. It's called Star Trek. It's okay if you brought out the worst in you. It's okay if you did the same to him. You don't have to live like a piece of shit. It's okay if the man with the dreams is sitting right in front of you. And you still run away. And you still run away. And I haven't watched Star Trek in weeks now. I am still praying over your lilies. Take the dog out, take her out, take the dog out, take her out for a run. Is it fair if I can't get a grip and I keep going back and forth? But it's not my fault, don't you know? Is it fair if I had a clue as to what the hell I'm doing? If it isn't a craft or a dish or a workout. Because these are the things that I know about. And I haven't watched Star Trek in weeks now. I am still praying over your lilies. Take the dog out, take her out, take the dog out, take her out, take the dog out. You're so good at the rain, go for your Don't tell me not to fall in love with you. 'Cause I will make you wish I did. Got crazy kind of thing going on, but all I really want is to see someone watch Star Trek. Watch Star Trek. Watch Star Trek. Watch Star Trek. Thank you.
Yeah, Grove.
Very nice, Grove. Grove, that was a wonderful performance. We have some technical issues. However, when your system reset itself, it put the echo cancellation back on. So unfortunately, your volume is lower than would be ideal. Let's get you sorted out now quickly before we move on to the next person's turn.
Okay. It says echo cancellation is off.
Okay, do a a cycle, a refresh of your browser, and we'll see if that helps.
Let's see.
All right, so thanks for bearing with us at home. We're just going to take a moment to make sure Grove's volume is sorted out. And she's back already.
Grove, also make sure that the noise suppression is turned off too.
Everything is turned off except for the high res, I think is what you said.
Okay. And then in system preferences, just turn up your volume a little bit.
Turn it up. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's up to halfway. Okay.
All right. Jason, you think she's probably set then for her next
Yeah.
song to come around?
Sounds
Yep.
better.
All right. So everyone following along at home, thank you for your patience. Up next, myself, Phil Robbins. All right. I usually don't play cover songs on the stream, but I'm going to do this one. This is a song that is a big test for my memory. And before the pandemic, when I was performing all the time, I had these lyrics memorized inside and out. But I performed this a couple weeks ago at our residency at Mario's, and in the middle of the song, I forgot the entire third verse. And it was like traumatizing because my thing is that I remember all the words to this song. So I obsessively repracticed it, and now I have to redeem myself. This is the song popularized by Johnny Cash, but it's actually an old Australian folk song called I've Been Everywhere. I was toting my bag along the dusty Winnemucca Road when along came a semi with a high-end canvas-covered load. If you're going to Winnemucca with me you can ride. So I climbed to the cab and I settled down inside. He asked me if I'd seen a road with so much dust, so much sand. And I said, listen, buddy, I traveled every road in this here land. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the desert there, man. I've breathed the mountain air. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Now where have I been? I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Mattawa, La Paloma, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Tocopilla, Barranquilla, Hempdilla. I'm a killer. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Cross the desert there, man. Breathe the mountain air. Travel, I've had my share, man. Yeah, I've been everywhere. Now where else have I been? I've been to Boston, Charleston, Dayton, Louisiana, Washington, Houston, Kingston, Texarkana, Monterey, Faraday, Santa Fe, Tallahassee, Glen Rock, Black Rock, Little Rock, Oskaloosa, Tennessee, Chicopee, Spirit Lake, Grand Lake, Devil's Lake, Crater Lake, for Pete's sake. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Cross the desert there, man. Breathe the mountain air. Travel, I've had my share, man. Yeah, I've been everywhere. Louisville, Nashville, Knoxville, Houma, Beacon, Jeffersonville, Jacksonville, Waterville, Costa Rica, Pittsfield, Springfield, Bakersfield, Shreveport, Hackensack, Cadillac, Fond du Lac, Davenport, Idaho, Jericho, Washington, Diamantina, Pasadena, Catalina. See what I mean? I've been to Pittsburgh, Parkersburg, Gravelburg, Colorado, Wellensburg, Rexburg, Vicksburg, Eldorado, Barrymore, Atmore, Haverstraw, Chattanooga, Chaska, Nebraska, Alaska, Opelika, Baraboo, Waterloo, Kalamazoo, Kansas City, Sioux City, Dodge City. What a pity! I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Cross the desert bare, man. I breathe the mountain air. Travel, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. But not least of which, right here with all you fine folk, in New York City. Thank you.
Yay!
You know, Phil, that the first time I heard that was it at Amber's place? You were doing a house concert. It was
Oh, yeah.
2011 or something. And I remember Lisa was just like blown away. My wife, she was just like, "What just happened?" That was fantastic. So always blown away by that performance.
Oh, well, great. Well, that's why I do it. And it's a hard song to do first. It's so fat. It's hard to just sit here and go from like 0 to 100 instantly. It's like when you're doing a set, it's like a good 4th or 5th song in the set once you're a little bit warmed up. But I have been practicing that for my next gig, which is at Carnegie Hall. Victor, I'll try not to be so insufferable, but this is really exciting. Victor and I are very
I think
next
considering
gig.
the show is so close to this show, I think if ever one was to be insufferable, I think this is probably the appropriate time.
And look at
that.
Since
Thank you.
space just turned into.
I have a flyer here, and
Look
you
at
get the
that,
fill on the left side and a.
Look at them with the...
That's us.
It was a lot of
We are-
Photoshop involved. Yeah.
We are, that's coming up a couple weeks from Thursday, June 2nd. And Victor and I are each avoiding human contact. We're trying to dodge catching COVID over the next couple weeks because we've been working towards this for about 3 years, and it's almost upon us. And we just have to stay healthy so it doesn't get canceled. If you're in the New York area, let us know. We'll let you know how to get tickets. I think we have less than 40 tickets left. It's approaching sold out status.
Yeah, when I got the tickets for Lisa and I, it was just like, whoa. Most of the orchestra seats are gone. It's just some balcony stuff.
Yeah, there are 4 remaining seats at the orchestra level on the ground floor, and the remainder are up in the balcony. So hopefully we'll have a sellout.
Wow. That's a lot of people.
All right. So we better not suck.
Now,
moving
I didn't
right
promise
along.
that. I told you I'd sell tickets. I didn't say I wouldn't suck. There's a big... That was not part of my contract.
Well, as the event promoter, if I had to choose between having a great act that sells no tickets or an act that sucks but sells out the house, I would actually have the sucky act who sells out the house. So I chose
Makes
well.
sense.
Get that money.
Moving right along, we have Jason Vitelli.
Thank you.
Nope, that's
Look,
still
put my
me.
caption up here. Oh, look. There we are. Thank you, Phil, for the intro. It's been a rough number of months. With COVID, especially, work has been all over the place for people. Some people are overworked, underworked, looking for work, changing jobs. It's very stressful. Lots of change. So this song, I wrote it in my 20s, and it's about the dangers of letting work get control of your life. And it's called Working. So hope you enjoy. One, two. Working all day long. Fingers missing, nails teeming with toil. Should it be alone, walking toward the bedroom door? Rage shakes through the bones, parasites turn tissue into dung. his calculations, crunching lines. Bring a salary, some cans of wife. Steam runs out the chimney. The intercourse brings heat to all in need. Growing stronger every day. This meaningless work turned to meaningful play. Oh, oh, but it wrinkles up. Oh, her lid's so heavy. Her arthritic hands, they don't look so pretty. You both were once as sharp as knives. Now you're picking up each other's lines. And you just sit there wondering, can we be happy? I'm vying to be cured of his work and disease. Would anyone care? Does anyone care to join me? I say, does anyone care? Would anyone care to join me? One, two, three, four.
Woo!
Woo! Wowza!
Wow.
Now we're cooking the gas. Woo!
That's
Man.
Jason
That's a
Vitelli
belter.
kicking it old school. That was one of your current songs when I first met you.
That's
I
right.
believe.
Yeah.
That's from
Back
your
in, 2000 and whatever.
7-ish?
2007.
2007?
Yeah. So
That's from
you
your
know, it's
first
funny
album,
too.
right?
Actually, second, because the first album I produced myself, and the second one I got a band together to do it, and that one really you get a visceral impact with the band, definitely. But it's just funny to think that I wrote that in my 20s. I'm 43 now, and I'm getting older, and I'm talking about getting older and kind of working yourself to death, which to some degree I'm doing.
That's just your 80 hours of work exhaustion speaking. That's not how you really feel. Fantastic, Jason. For those of you watching at home, you might not realize this, but in addition to being one of our hosts and singer-songwriters, Jason is also producing, from the technical perspective, tonight's event. He is manning the software and basically producing this multi-artist live stream and keeping it all smoothly running for you. This is through Jason's
And it's
company,
my pleasure.
Music for Multimedia. So, Jason, thank you for making this possible each month
Definitely.
and for taking your tech hat off and putting your artist hat on. Speaking of hats,
Well, in addition to to follow that, but also I only have physical hats. I don't have any kind of metaphorical hats to change, like Jason. Still haven't exactly figured out what I'm going to do with the solo space. I've set aside a couple songs to do by myself at the big show, and I'm still trying to figure out what they are. And also, I have a tendency to tune my guitars real weird, and I have to not bring everything with me to the show, so I'm going to try this over here.
You need a guitar tech for the show.
Yeah, yeah. I also don't want to have to lug around all that much stuff. On a practical level, it gets hard after a while. A little off. This song's called Julia and John, and we just won a while ago. And it's sad and depressing, just like the rest of them. And it goes like this.
Julia and John, does your heartache linger on? Your thoughts are Twitter all waving with the wind. Can you tell me where you are? Are you out there collecting stars? Reaching out into the night as they rescind. So we weathered through infection, moaning a stars, but a star's reflection. But we caught nothing or waver in that wet. Then I was carried straight away, a coiled rope from my neck to sway. Each stitch a small memento of regret. Too much no. Papa, he's not for this world long. His sad eyes trail off like a song. Please don't die, please don't die, please don't go. Tear down the blood with your breath, and we willed away all of the dead. Said, listen closely, this is the part where I die. I was never trying to fool ya. A girl is a girl, is Julia. And dying is far easier than saying goodbye. Buried in the earth, and I too am not long for this world. We are but briefly boy and girl. It's writ on water, it's writ in our rebirth.
I love those little interludes in there.
Thank
really,
you.
Really pretty.
I haven't done double drop D in a while, so it's a little hard to. It's I'm connecting the pieces in
Double drop.
in the
That's
brain.
a drop D, but also dropping the A to G.
No, that's just your E's or D's.
Okay.
Instead of E's.
Okay,
There we
got
go.
it.
Drop. Yeah.
Victor, you're getting some good feedback from our viewers on YouTube.
Cool.
Kevin Robbins says, great storytelling.
Oh, thank
Joe
you.
Mercer says, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Um,
Thanks so much.
Victor, how are you so awesome?
I'm really not. It's just a series of mirrors and a couple smoke machines, and it really does the trick. You'd be surprised. It's just some proper lighting and stuff, and next thing you know.
Smoke and mirrors, ladies and gentlemen. It's Victor V. Gurbo. All right, that completes
Your
our
next
first.
album. Your next album is called that.
That completes our first trip around the round. This is the Songwriter stream. We're here the third Tuesday of every month. Myself, Jason, and Victor. This is produced by Roomful of Sky Music. Right now, you're watching this on one of the Roomful of Sky channels, either on Facebook or on Instagram or on YouTube. While you're here, please like the video, subscribe, follow the page. We do one of these streams about once a month. And if you're in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area, we do a bunch of live shows. Usually when there's no pandemic going on, we do 8 or 9 live shows that are actually very similar to this stream. We get a bunch of great artists together. We'll take over a venue for a night and do music. And when there is a pandemic going on, we tend to do more streams and less in-person shows. So please follow us, and you'll hear what we have coming up. And moving on, we'll take our second trip around the songwriters, beginning with our special guest, Liz Lieber.
Hey guys. So I think for
Sorry again. Let me mute that. Hold on. I can't mute it. Okay.
so my next song, I think I'm gonna do an original that I wrote this for my mom back in January, and in the spirit, it's still May, so it's still Mother's Day month. So I want to do the song for my mom that I wrote for her. It's called 10,000 Shadows. I think one of my fans, Jerry, mentioned it actually. Are you doing 10,000 Shadows? Yep, I am doing 10,000 Shadows right now. So I wrote this for my mom. That's all I'm gonna say, because I don't want to give too much away. But yeah, it means a lot to me, and this is for you, Mom. When I was 6, you slayed the shadows by the door, the ones with snake eyes and 7 heads. You wouldn't inspect every shape under my bed till nothing was there. But I'm grown now, braving the night on my own now. Yet if 10,000 shadows revealed, you'd be the one with your sword out. 'Cause Mom still make the monsters disappear. At 26, I met a man you didn't like, with arms as big as my head. True story. I dismissed every worried word you said till no one was there. But I know now how to stay strong all alone now. Yet if 10,000 shadows revealed, you'd be the one with your sword out. 'Cause Mom still make the monsters disappear. If I ever have a daughter, I hope I'm tough like you. A mom in shining armor, fighting even when she doesn't have to. So I'll work a little harder to listen when you ask me to. 'Cause I'm grown now, singing a song longer my own now. Yet if 10,000 shadows reveal when you're too tired to lift up your heels, I'll be the one with your sword out. 'Cause Mom still make the monsters disappear.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
so touching.
Thank you.
What was your mom's reaction the first time she heard it?
She sobbed. She cried. And then she now listens to it, I think, every day, she told me. At least once a day.
Yeah.
But she listened to it on repeat for a good week.
Have you released this one yet, Liz, or it's still new?
Not yet. It's still new. These are all kind of unreleased ones that I just felt like sharing tonight. And some
Wow.
people who are watching have heard this. Oh, my mom commented. I love you, Mom.
Is your mom Mo Cool?
No, she's Rivka L. She commented,
Okay.
I love you, Lizzie. Love you too, Mom. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks, Jerry. Hi, Mo.
Well,
Thank
Liz,
you.
before we move on to Grove, tell everyone what you usually do. I know that you have a couple popular streaming shows on different platforms. Like, what's your current
Yes.
schedule?
Yes, so right now, and I'm still working on this because right now it is Wednesday, every other Wednesdays on Facebook. And then the weeks I'm not doing Facebook is Monday on TikTok. So this week, tomorrow night, I'm going to be on Facebook. And then next Monday, I'll be on TikTok. And so it just kind of alternates between that. And both on Facebook and TikTok, you can find me under Liz Rose Sings. So it's facebook.com/Liz Rose Sings, or if you search Liz Rose Sings on TikTok, you'll find me there.
Fantastic.
And it's
I
9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, I think you were one of the first people I knew of when the pandemic started and people were starting to experiment with streaming. You were like instant streaming superstar.
It's fun. We have a good time.
Yeah.
I think all the people watching, I see you guys can attest to that. We have a good time. We get weird and have a good time.
I love how you say the doctor is in. I love how you
Oh, yes. I'm not a doctor, but I have music medicine.
Trademark,
So cute.
Liz Lieber.
Yes.
You
That's
gotta
like-
trademark that.
Yeah, that's my slogan.
All right,
Thanks,
so Liz is tomorrow, Wednesday, on Facebook this week, and then this upcoming Monday on TikTok, alternating weeks for now. All right, thank you, Liz. We'll have a couple more songs from Liz before our stream is over tonight, but for now, we'll move on to Grove Rune's second song of the evening.
Hello. So, we're hearing me okay, right? You can hear the keys okay?
Can you turn your volume up just a little bit more on that system preferences? I think we'll be good. Just make sure you got that input set where you want it.
Yeah. How's this? Talk. Is it going up? Is it
Should
better?
we? We'll give that a shot.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
All right. So the next one is one I wrote last year. I don't think anyone's heard this. And I'm a little nervous about it because it's sort of like with COVID and one event after another. I woke up in Alabama, never ever thought I'd leave New York, and I kind of wrote a song from the perspective of what just happened. So I don't even have a name for this yet. I'm just gonna play it. That is sweetly made, but I wake up on the couch. My keyboard's on the coffee table. Use tissue spread out. I eat too much, I don't eat enough. But God forbid I diagnose it as a problem. I am waiting for some ancient my mother. She's so warm, I'd love to know what that feels like. So far it's story, she's taking care of me, even giving me those moments when I roll my eyes. But shooting stars make question marks, and I never know who's lurking. But shooting stars make question marks, and I never know who's lurking. I am waiting for some ancient alien to come and tell me what I really have. I am waiting for some ancient carrier of seeds to grow and be the child that I am. Thank you.
Beautiful piano playing. Wow, I love the little solo you did. It's definitely got this bittersweet aspect to it. What is it
Yeah.
about? Can you describe the?
It was
lyrics?
just sort of the thoughts that I was having when I realized I was here, and that wasn't part of my plan. You know, like just everything kind of went Looney Tunes the past couple years, and I had a number of personal things that went down that just, it was one thing after another, and I just had a lot to process when it finally was all over. And I was just questioning who I was and where I was going and what was happening. It was just sort of an existential crisis moment.
I mean, people say moving is one of the most stressful parts of your life, things to do in your life, but moving to another state, away from everyone you know. I mean, that's like multiply that by like 100.
Yeah.
I could only imagine. But
Yeah, it's very moving to see you guys. I've been kind of choking back a little bit.
Oh.
I miss you guys. Yeah.
We miss you, Grove. So the way that I met Grove was prior to the pandemic. I live in Manhattan, but I was hosting a monthly night at a speakeasy in Staten Island at Amendment 18. And I would go every month and fill it with the best singer-songwriters on Staten Island. So right from when I started that, everybody was coming up to me saying, "You got to get Grove, you got to get Grove." So I actually heard of Grove for months and months before I finally met her in person and booked her to be featured one of our nights. And then I kept wanting to feature her as much as possible. So
Very fun
it was
night.
great. When you coming back, Grove?
I gotta get up there at some point. I do. I don't know. Things are so weird, but I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come visit.
All right. Well, it's good to have you with us tonight. And even your dog has made an appearance on
Yeah,
our
sorry
show.
about that. Oh my gosh.
Well, next time she pops her head in, you should introduce her to our friends at home. I'm sure they will love her.
I will.
you know, Victor's cats make an appearance and dance on his keyboard, and so hey, goes with the territory.
Oh, the kitty. Hello. Oh.
All right, so that
He likes
so
to
that
sleep
was
behind me.
Grove, our second of our two special guests. And now that we got Liz and Grove out of the way for this round around the circle, we will go back to our usual old, boring monthly hosts, myself, Jason, and Victor. I'm up next.
Phil, just after you play, send me the credentials for Instagram because I got thrown out.
Oh, okay. All right. So let's see. How am I going to introduce this? If I say a curse word, is this video gonna get pulled off of YouTube because we're violating FCC regulations?
I already did, so
You're-
I think you're good.
Okay, so we're safe. When I perform this live, I usually introduce the song by saying, before I continue, I have a very important question for the audience. Are there any assholes in the audience tonight? By show of hands, let me see. And okay, we have.
That was
we
your
have
bad
one.
word. I thought I was
Asshole.
expecting a lot. Also, that clearly the fact that I'm interrupting your shtick.
And,
Yes,
and Victor,
I'm
you
also
should
an
be
asshole.
raising your hand.
Yes,
we
yes,
got at least
All right,
two.
yeah.
I myself am a recovering asshole. I fall off the wagon every once in a while. Have you ever noticed when you go through the world, very self-centered, pushing people out of your way, looking out for your own agenda, you tend to meet a lot of like-minded people who are similarly pushing people out of their way, rude, don't have any time for you. When you go through the world open-hearted and kind, you tend to come across many other open-hearted and kind people. So in my experience, I've tended to receive what I myself am putting out there, and this is a song about that. This is called Karma Parade. First time, second time, always cut ahead in line. I don't think too much, cause baby, I'm doing fine. The parts that I play, words they say are going my way. But going on your ways, you travel through the land. Do you build your house in stone? Do you build in sand? Do you take the time to try to understand your karma parade? Maybe you don't know you're paving your own road. Every step adds more to your heavy load. One by one you chase them from your home, you drive them away. Now you're searching for the parts of you that soar, from the mountaintop to the valley floor. What you find depends on what came before your karma parade. And all of the times that I pushed you aside, well, that was my way to be strong. Now I'm all alone on this highway tonight. I say I love you to a song. Are we enemies or friends? Should I try to make amends? Do I try to fix the world? Try to fix my lens? Are you real to me? Do I just pretend you're not the means to my end? All the plans I made in darkness and shade, shortcuts that I took cause I was afraid. Lead me now to lie in this bed I made. Karma parade. Life's an endless stream where all the faces come and go, but my side of things just stays the same. Now I carry my cage with me everywhere I go. I'm the thing that's got to change. Oh. Third time, fourth time, going down the same old line. Am I running free? Am I running blind? Can I find a way to liberate my mind from all of these fears? 'Cause everything I do just comes out the same. Everywhere I go comes out the same. And day after day, more of the same. And Do I detect a pattern here? Life's an endless stream where all the faces come and go, but my side of things just stays the same. Now I carry my cage with me everywhere I go. I'm the thing that's got to change. Oh, hey now, I can change now. Change my karma parade. I say hey now, I can change now. Not tomorrow, but today. I say hey, I can change my karma parade. I say hey, I can change, I can change.
Yeah.
Hey,
All of us can learn something from that song.
Although, Phil, I can't for the life of me imagine you being an asshole. That doesn't make
Oh,
I'm going to spend my set time telling some stories. No.
I want to record that quote on my phone, on my voice memo, and then next time be like, hey, this person can't even conceive of me being an asshole. What are you talking about?
It's going to be his new ringtone. It's going to...
Bruce Springsteen had I'm completely hopelessly obsessed with Bruce Springsteen. I not only his songs, but I've read every interview with the man, and I have everything he's ever uttered in the English language stored in my brain. He once said that a lot of times songwriters put their ideals into their songs, not so much their actual life. So I would say this is a good example of that. The me of the song is a much more palatable me than you would get to know if you got to know me very well in my actual life.
No.
But thank you.
But Phil,
It's
it's
true.
a good reminder. You know what I'm saying? Every time you sing it, it kind of instills that value that you have. Because we're all human, and we all make mistakes. We all do self-interested things, and that could
We're
hurt
all growing,
people.
we're all changing. It's all it's
So
all
that
change.
it's an acknowledgement of that. So
100%. I kind of think of songs as, I'm the kind of person where if there's an idea that I think will help me develop a better habit or to keep something in my mind, I'll write it on a Post-it, and I'll put that Post-it note, be less selfish, and then I'll put that on my mirror. And I kind of think of songs that same way. If I have like a momentary perspective that I think is one I want to grow into more, a way that I have of trying to do that is to put it into a song, and then it becomes almost a mantra for yourself. And then maybe for people who listen to the song as well. But
I like
primarily
that
for yourself first. So that's completely how I think of my songwriting. All right, thank you all for the feedback. Moving along, we have Jason Vitelli.
Cool. I always love the conversations we have about our music. It's kind of the most interesting part, other than the music itself. Sort of brings out our personalities, what our values are. So thank you again, Phil, for that. This song. This is a song that I wrote maybe a year and a half ago, and it feels appropriate for now, but I kind of went back to it and I looked at some lyrics and moved them around a bit, which is funny when you take some time away from a song, you go back to it, you sometimes have a new view on it. So this one, it's tentatively titled Pray. I hope you enjoy it. lose all of our leaves. Cataracts unseen are fogging up our lenses till they'll all clouded up, crackling the echo inside. What their fear must taste like. Bring yours to heed the world weary in turn. Savor this new time, for it is now our own. I'm running off these track rails, wheeling straight and true into attack on you, on you, on you. Spears into its heart, we're out racing our death with no remorse, whose loss has finally been found. Burning down the hailstorm, hits the enemy so hard. And what a miracle for us all, for us all, for us all, for us all, for us all. Power surges beyond our control. I feel the electricity buzzing right through my soul. Whose rage has taken blame all this way, and whose wounds will have the chance to start healing today. Reach the dam, pull us out from the crash, and it won't be long till their horror on masks. Eye sockets are drained away, and all those fetters unchained to catch another prey. Another prey. Another prey. It's a little rough around the edges, but it's interesting because that particular song, it's about oftentimes, the prey wishes they were the predator, and it's sort of like a dream of the prey to overtake the predator. And of course, with the war going on and everything happening in the Ukraine, it kind of like, whoa, I mean, that it's incredible that the Ukrainians have pushed so hard against that army. The numbers of Russians compared to that are so much larger than the Ukrainian army, but there's something to be said about protecting your own country and sovereignty. And not that I'm political at all, but the prey in that situation almost have more to lose, or I don't know how to explain
Well,
it.
there's that saying, you never corner a fox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have a lot of natural motivation.
Yes. So, anyway,
When did you write that song, Jason?
Probably a little over, like a year and a half, or a little over a year
Okay.
ago.
Oh, so
And,
it does predate the current situation. You're just
Yeah.
looking at the situation Ukraine through the lens of the song.
Yeah, and that's the
Since
cool
you-
thing about songs anyway. You could look at a song that was written 20 years ago and it's appropriate till now. I mean, you know. And I like songs that have sort of more of a... that aren't so specific, that can be about a lot of different things and a lot of different time periods. But yeah, there's something to be said about the David and Goliath. You know, something to be said about David and the chutzpah that David has. So I definitely admire that.
All right.
Do you remember the
Thank
Simpsons
you.
scene where they did Samson and David and Goliath? And it was Bart and Nelson Muntz was...
Yeah.
And at one point he cuts off his hair and he goes, "Ha, I won." And he goes, "That's Samson, you idiot." And then throws him out of the Coliseum. Top-notch Simpson moment. Yeah.
That must have been from 30 seasons ago.
Oh, yeah, it was like the first season. Yeah.
All right, Victor,
Back
you
to
are up.
classics. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Just going to spend my
Sorry
time
for the delay here.
regaling the audience of Simpson episodes. This is an older one of mine. The sound engineer I'm working with really likes it, so I'm trying to bring it back. I tend not to write in as old of a style as this, but because it's kind of hard to do. You can tell me if you like it. It's called Cape Marie, and it goes like this.
Well, I was just boy at 10 when they took my mom away. They sealed her in the cold hard ground, or so boys they say. And I'd look out upon the sea where my father sends the sail, to the icy knoll where the albatross and soft songs well. So if I pass this way again, you can rest assured that I'll come find you in your bed. On that I give my word. But out there on the sea, it's where I'm meant to be. So if I die out there, take me back to Cape Marie. Well, I live a pirate's life, and a pirate's life is for me. And I will steer my pirate ship like it's dancing on the sea. But when I think of you, my love, oh, the tears start falling down. The purest drop in all the land and all the waters round. So if I pass this way again, you can rest assured that I'll come find you in our bed. On that I give my word. But out there on the sea, it's where I'm meant to be. So if I die out there, take me back to Cape Marie. Oh, yo ho ho, it's time we go, but I'm never gonna let my fears show even when them British ships come around. And I will fight, make my mark, and I'll keep you, darling, in my heart even when I fall into the sea and drown. So if I pass this way again, you can rest assured that I'll come kiss you in your dreams. On that I give my word. But down there in the sea is where I'm gonna be. So when I die out there, take my body to Cape Marie.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
It's nothing like a waltz to just get you to relax. And
Yeah, that's what I was feeling. I was just like,
Victor does another series called Live Music Mondays, and they had a theme. The sheriff came up with it where everyone had to do a waltz.
Yes.
And it's interesting because popular music, you don't get that as often. A lot of older songs actually tend to be waltzes.
He'd have fun on they usually did that on the Medicine Show, which is another show they did that I went on a couple times. And what he would do is he would just start out the show by being, all right, we're doing songs, and every song you do has to be in alphabetical order, or everyone has to have a state's name in it.
I love it.
And it's just like, okay. And I mean, it definitely throws you out of your comfort zone because, first of all, you got to know a lot of old-timey songs, and you also got to be ready to just do them whenever.
He's a master.
So.
He's a dobro master.
He's been doing this
Yeah,
for quite some time.
I wish that I was like him when I'm 82 or in my 80s. I want to be like him and just add it.
Yeah, no, he's a super cool dude, and he's still chugging along and doing
Yeah.
music constantly, and he's doing a lot of live stuff now too. It's all coming back slowly but surely. He says as there is a COVID spike. Yes, the irony.
All right. Thank you, Victor. Victor, that's one of my favorites of your songs
really?
as well.
Well, thank you.
And Jason threw up the flyer for the show while you were doing that. So if those of you just tuning in, Victor and myself, our very next performance, we have a show actually at Carnegie Hall, a double bill concert coming up on Thursday, June 2nd. Tickets are $20, and there are actually not too many tickets left. If you're in the New York, New Jersey area, buy a ticket. Come and see us live and in person on Thursday, June 2nd. Oh, Dan Florio. So Dan Florio, you're just tuning in. Go and buy a ticket to come see Victor and I tune in. And Dan is a fantastic singer-songwriter, and we actually just confirmed he's going to appear on this show, I think in September 6th.
Cool.
Don't quote me on that, but I've been asking him to join us for a couple years, so finally we'll have Dan and his beautiful artistry. All right, thank you, Victor. Let's commence our third trip around the circle with Liz.
Nice.
Hello again, everyone. So this next song I'm going to do is a song I wrote a couple months ago, and it's about, I guess you could say, unconditional love, but I'll leave it to you up to your interpretation a bit, because people who have heard this have sort of interpreted it different ways, and I think that's kind of neat. So this is called That's What I Do. April morning, wings are buzzing, Birds are talking, 'cause that's what birds do. In the garden, we go walking, hearts go flying, 'cause that's how they move. If you leave me blue, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. 'Cause that's what I do. Winter evening, you don't see me. Birds are leaving, 'cause that's what they do. Don't you leave me blue, 'cause I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. 'Cause that's what I do. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. 'Cause that's what I do. Yeah, that's all I do. Thank you.
Woo!
You know, it brought me, it reminded me a bit of We Got Tonight, a little bit, like that Bob Seger song.
I don't know if I know that one, actually. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, check it out. But it gives me that same feeling. And maybe it's because the song's about something similar. Like, it's just about
Absolutely.
being in the moment and loving someone that's right in
Yeah.
front of you. Not thinking about the past or the future. No baggage. I like that.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
That was fantastic, Liz. So, Liz, what are you doing with your life? Are you recording albums? Are you going on tours? What gives?
If my mom's watching, she's probably like, "Yeah, Liz, what gives?" That's how.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Phil likes to put his guests on the spot and
Yeah.
really make them reassess their existence.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
when
my-
the universe gives you a gift, I want to see that you are busting your ass to share that gift with all these people who are going to
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
I am trying to gather myself together and get these songs in order so I can release them. So that's the next step, and then maybe a tour will be in order at some point. But
Yeah.
one step at a time.
So I haven't heard any of these songs before.
No,
You have
no, I haven't done this on the stream yet.
Do you have are you have like an EP, an album, or is it
It's in
hasn't really taken
process.
shape yet?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably going to be an EP, I believe. I have several songs that I want to put on there that are not technically released yet. So, thank you,
Well,
guys. I'm just looking at the
fantastic.
comments. Thanks, Joe. Thanks,
It's
other
a big
Joe. Joe Mercer
motivation
just
when you
hanging
got
out.
everybody so excited about them. You know, so.
Yeah, I'm excited
Yeah.
about them. Thanks,
All right.
Jerry.
Well,
Thanks, Kevin.
Well, thank you so much for being on our stream tonight, Liz. All right. Moving on, we have Grove Rune.
Oh. So, let me see. I know I already sung a song about Star Trek. I know Phil is a Trekkie. Are there any other Trekkies? Any Trekkies? Okay, good, because there's more Star Trek content coming.
Yay!
Well, you know what it is that I've never been one to write love songs. That just hasn't really been the things that I don't know. I use music to move through. Hasn't really been in that regard. And but every now and then I like to try to expand my experience musically. And I wrote a love song about Dr. Julian Bashir, Chief Medical Officer of Deep Space Nine from Star Trek, because I have the biggest crush on that character. So this song is called Julian.
You gotta go to like Star Trek conventions and
oh my
be
God,
the
right?
official entertainment and sing all these songs.
Yeah, right. I should
be a
do
hit.
something. This song is not settled. It might be a little rough, but I've been enjoying it. So here we go, Julian. Julia, your methods disguise your heart. Julia, if you take them all I give you, yes. Your gaze is full of love you've poured. Your voice is a velvet resting note. Juliet, I've run so far away to dance gracefully into your day. To step through the corridor where you sleep. 10 holes I'd meet you in your dream. Julia, would you like it if I stay? 'Cause I've run from a boy with too few words to say. His charm could not sleep way to my favorite moon. His arms could not hold all of my thoughts of you. Thoughts of you. Thoughts of you.
Very nice.
That was beautiful. You must have been very jealous of Garrick on that show.
Oh my gosh, I'm kind of in love with Garrick too. But
Oh, okay.
like, there's a few people on DS9 that are just.
How
There's
how
something to
many
be said
how
about
many
fantasy, writing about characters versus real life things.
Yeah, I think it allowed me to explore something that maybe was scarier to explore in real life.
Right.
You know, you kind of let me go there because it's not real, and at the time at least, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's Star Trek, but all satire or allegory serving its purpose. Like in the 60s, you couldn't put on television racial commentary about black people versus white people, but you could put on television a science fiction story about green people prejudiced against red people and tell stories that way. And you could explore your feelings of love and lust and whatever through these fictional characters. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what culture is for. It's there to be a resource for our psychological exploration or self-reflection or an escape, what have you. And the best of it allows us to do all those things. Or we could just escape, whatever.
Eloquently said.
That was fantastic, Grove. How many Star Trek themed songs would you say you have?
Well, I only have 2 that are complete. I've definitely got ideas and skeletons of others for sure.
There's definitely a musical quality. You should maybe like think of like making not just a Star Trek themed album, but almost like a narrative.
Oh. Like write my own show. Write a Star Trek musical?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. That'd be so much fun.
Probably a pretty darn good idea. You'd pick up a lot of people doing stuff like that.
Well,
yeah.
No, but I was serious what I said earlier. You should, like, you're of that world, you should become like the official performer for like Star Trek conventions. There's like a whole circuit. Like go to where the people who will respond to what you do are. Like I knew a band, like I'm very interested in like comparative mythology and Joseph Campbell and stuff, and they have conventions and gatherings and retreats. And there's like a whole sub-music industry of performers that write songs in that area. And they go and you basically go on tour and you go from town to town and you hit the different mythological round tables, and everywhere you show up there's like a room full of 300 people, in that case, in Star Trek would probably be larger, who are going to eat up every word that you sing on the topic. So.
Phil, you played the Beltane Festival many years ago, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to that this Saturday. So.
Ah, yeah. Speaking of, well, Grove, we'll have to have you back on the show, and you could share more of your soon-to-be finished additional Star Trek songs.
Of course, yeah, I'd love that. Thank you.
All right, so that brings us to my turn again, and I think I could officially say I'm going to play an original song, and I think at this point I could probably say this song I'm about to play is my official new favorite song of my own. Could you guys hear me? All of my sound cut out.
I can hear you.
All right, good. I guess Jason muted everybody else. Victor and I were participating in an interview. Someone is writing a story covering the Carnegie Hall concert, and one of the questions was, what's your favorite song to perform live? And this is my favorite song to perform live because it's actually my hardest song to perform live. The vocal range is my most challenging vocal range. The guitar part is my most challenging guitar part. The harmonica part is my most challenging harmonica part. So it's the kind of song that I feel like it's risky for me to do because I cannot go through the motions on it. I have to like be very present and try very hard and be very focused the whole time from beginning to end. Otherwise, I will screw it up. And that's kind of what the song is about. This is my song called Arrival, and it's just in my nature, or many people's nature, to be risk averse. You know, I kind of protect myself. I hide myself. I have a million different ways of escaping being in the present moment or just being in my experience, because it's scary to be vulnerable. Open yourself up for failure or to be hurt. So that's what this song is about. It's about trying to arrive into the present moment. And I wrote it in a way that it's very vulnerable for me to just perform. Like I have to become what the song is about in order to do it. Sort of sing at the high, weak part of my voice, for example, unguarded. So that's what this song is. This is called Arrival. Tonight, I face my fears tonight. Tonight, I'll stay right here tonight. Tonight, it all comes down tonight. Tonight, I stand my ground tonight. I was running from the world those years, scared for my survival. I was clinging to all I held dear and longed for my arrival. I was running from myself those years, deep in my denial. Now I choose to stand right here and work for my arrival. Tonight, it all comes down tonight. If I lose, it's still alright. I was hiding from myself those years in a downward spiral. I avoided all I couldn't bear, yet longed for my arrival. I was always only kind of halfway there, deep in my denial. Now I choose to stand right here and work for my right where I should be, right here, right now. There's nowhere else to be but right here, right now. There's nowhere else to be but right here, right now. I'm right where I should be. I was running from the world those years, scared for my survival. Now I stand before you, all is clear, blessed in my arrival. I was running from myself those years, deep in my denial. Now I stand before you, all is clear. I'm blessed in my, 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 blessed in my arrival. Tonight, I'm right where I should be.
Yeah, the song definitely is a journey. I really enjoy the development from beginning to end.
Thank you. I think I sang it kind of, I know Jason and Victor, you've heard it a few times before. I think I kind of did it slower than usual tonight. Did you feel that worked well? Or
I think it did.
Or not as well as the usual tempo?
I've heard it a few times myself, and I did notice that it was a little bit, yeah, and I thought it sounded wonderful.
Okay.
I agree.
Thank you, Grove. Grove, I remember I played the one night you were at Amendment 18, I played that at the end of the
Yes.
set, and I was very nervous to play it because it was relatively new, and then you came over and said that was your favorite song of mine that I had played that night. And that gave me a little boost of confidence that, like, this is a good song. I should keep doing it.
Yeah, man.
So, thank you. All right. Well, thank you, Dan and Joe. And Kevin Robbins says he could relate. I appreciate that. That's when someone relates to your song, that's being in that moment, you know, I'm the singer, songwriter, and when someone tells you they relate to your song, that's a gift back to you. You know, that's
For sure.
almost equivalent to as if I were in the audience and then the singer sang something that I connected to. You feel the connection just as much regardless of which end of the connection you are in any moment. So thank you for relating. That helps me feel like I relate to you. Very good. All right, so we'll continue on to Jason Vitelli.
Yeah, Phil, yeah, that reminds me of years ago I used to play in the subway, and that could be a very difficult environment because most people aren't paying attention to you and kind of doing their own thing. It was a good learning tool for me because every once in a while you'll have a connection. And I remember there's someone sitting next to me in the seat, and he told me, like, right after I played the song, yeah, I feel it. And it meant so much to me. I totally understand that, Phil. It kind of made all the difficulty worthwhile to get to that point. So, all right, so this song is based on somewhat of a true story. And it's called, geez, I forgot what it was called. I'll remember when the song is over. Oh, Carl's Path, that's what it's called. Need to tell you a story about a friend from long ago. He said he sold his soul to the devil, but they wouldn't see. His rage couldn't be ignored, not just a passing thunderstorm. Worry has bested many of my days, a deluge pouring out of every pore of my being. Yet somehow I still breathe through the bars that hold this guilt inside me. Will tomorrow bring about a new beginning? Scampering out the sparks off the forest floor. Take a look around and you wouldn't believe the danger lurked around these trees. Nature has been swift overtaken the scattered remnants of entrails, a stench which brought me to my knees. Acres of pine surround a coultered road that once were blackened to a fine charcoal. Who would ever suspect a life who's trampled on the foot by mere reticence? A hand had been dealt that took to flame, but the ball feels down, lest us all to shame. Will tomorrow end this losing season? On second chance to bring back that last inning. Oh, we tumbled down Carl's path, burning with a sanctimonious stare that I reflect upon yours. See, we're too scared to recognize what's right or wrong, so we cover up the past, never bothered to ever understand what could have made him flip. Wrote him off and said he was just another prick. I wring my hands as the sound echoes beyond our complicity, as that curse echoes round my head again. I wonder, when will this game ever end? Ever end? Thanks so much. That song is based somewhat on a true story, but it's something that no one else knows about except me and a couple of other people, and I'll never tell, except through that song.
One day we gotta. We're gonna have to have a talk. I'll buy you a couple drinks and see how far we can.
Well, it's weird because it is about like a true story that someone lit a forest fire that I know, but it's a place that I've been to as a kid. That was a very scary place that I lived near. It's interesting to grow up by a place that's dangerous. Your imagination can go wild. So.
Was it Carl?
You got it. There's.
I mean,
there
if
are
you're trying to
clues.
keep a secret, don't put the guy's name right in the title of the song.
There are clues in there. There are clues in there for people who grew up where I lived. So someday someone will figure it out.
Your song will be Forensic Evidence Exhibit A. It'll be like CSI Songwriter Edition. We gotta
One way to get your
analyze the
music out
clues
there.
in these lyrics.
I totally forgot. I got robbed there too. I was like 8 years old, and these guys were like burning a moped in the middle of the forest, and they started chasing after me, and they took all my money
My
that I saved
God.
up for video games. My video.
Where did
game
you
money.
grow up?
Strong Island. Strong Island.
My God. Okay.
Strong.
Well.
Did you
can we all-
survive?
I did.
Yay.
You lived to become an adult?
My dad then went to the park with the bat. He was barefoot. He was just looking for the kids, but he couldn't find them. So.
Wow.
Can we do
All
like
right.
a GoFundMe, and can we get whatever video game system you were trying to get when you lost that money? Because that makes me
It was
real
an
sad.
8-bit Nintendo.
Those are worth some. Those are worth some money now. I was gonna do something else, but I think I'm gonna do this now. It's kind of new-ish. You can tell me if you like it.
How are you enjoying the end of the world? Is it everything you were expecting? No rapture, no horsemen, no pits to be hurled. It's just a slow burn. Isn't it vexing? And I keep humming along, hoping we'll be lost in a song. How are you enjoying the end of our time? Between 1 and 10, would you give it a 7? Just to be with you, sharing a rhyme. You know it's quite nice. To me, this is heaven. And we keep humming along, hoping we'll be lost in a song. Enjoying the end of the world. Is it everything you were expecting?
I love it.
Yeah.
I
Great.
love it. It's fantastic.
Thank you. Forgot I did that one. That's fun. It's fun to do.
And it does
Jerry
feel like
Gray
it's
is-
the end of the world oftentimes.
Jerry Gray is admiring your guitar.
Oh, thank you. This is a
And
Martin-
James Beckham Music.
18.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you say it was?
Yeah, I'll always ramble about guitars. This is a Martin 018. I was made in 1966. I picked it up after Hurricane Sandy. It had a huge crack down the front of it. I brought it to the guitar shop that I go to, and they asked me if I was huffing glue and said that there was no way that it could be restored. So all sad and depressed, I went home and I went on eBay to try to see if I could sell it, and I found someone selling a never-used Martin factory top from 1966. The guy had his father was a disgruntled Martin factory worker who had quit and taken a bunch of parts with him, so I bought it. I brought it to Retrofret. They slapped the top on, and this is as new a Martin from the 60s as I will ever get to play. I've proceeded to beat the living daylights out of it because I use very sharp picks and I tend to be aggressive, especially on the bass strings. So I've worn it out a bit, but it's a fun little guitar.
Fantastic story to go along with it too.
So Victor, we kind of didn't address this. Jason, throw James's quote back up there. While you're talking about your guitar, James chimed in on Instagram, James Beckham. Hey, James. Thank you so much. He let us know that he purchased 2 tickets to see us at Carnegie Hall on June 2nd. And even before he typed that, I was checking the numbers of the sales, and the number of available seats on the floor went from 4 down to 2. There are only 2 seats left on the floor. And then about 36 up on the balcony. So thank you, James. You have Dan just bought one as well. Yes. Look at that.
That's great.
Thank you, James and Dan, for your support. So that concludes Victor's turn. We've each of us sung 3 songs, but before we close, we are gonna, of course, give our 2 special guests tonight, Liz and Grove, one more song each to close off the night. Liz and Grove, you're both fantastic. Thank you for being with us tonight. And before we end with music, we'll just do a little bit of our bookkeeping, let you know what we have coming up. So, Jason, do you have the slides that have the schedule of all the performers for Songwriter Stream? There we go. All right, so we kind of announce our schedules 6 months at a time. This is May, obviously. Coming up in June, 3rd Tuesday of the month in June, which comes out to June 21st, we have Chloe Hennessy and Heather Conrad. Heather Conrad there on the end. It'll be each of their first times on our stream. So this is the Songwriter Stream. We do this the 3rd Tuesday of every month. But the 1st Tuesday of every month, Jason, Victor, and we do the in-person version of this. We have a monthly residency in the East Village of Manhattan at an Irish pub called Mary O's. And same thing, 1st Tuesday of the month, it's the 3 of us, plus rotating guests. In June, we have Eliza Waldman, a rare opportunity to see her play acoustic. Usually she's with her funk band, the Organics. And then master songwriter, Scott Krokov. Many of our fans watch Scott's weekly stream, One Up, One Down, One Cover. So we'll be featuring him for an in-person set on June, and that's on June 2nd. I mean, not June 2nd, that's on June 7th. We have Carnegie Hall on June 2nd. We've been throwing that flyer up the whole time. And then if you're in the New York area, on Saturday, June 18th is the annual Porch Stomp. Roomful of Sky Music will have a stage featuring many of us, myself, Jason, Victor, 7 other acts from the New York area. And that's an acoustic, unplugged day of music on Governor's Island here in New York. It's been going, I think, 10 or 11 years. It's always a good time. So lots of music coming up in June. The other thing we do every month is we take our group photo of all the musicians, which in the streaming world, that means it's our group screen capture.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody look beautiful. All right, I just took... Is someone taking... Oh, is that is that Grove's... Josh? All right, let me do one more, because Victor was making a face. All right, very good. I think we got it. So why don't we get one more song from Liz, and then we'll close out the night with a final song from Grove. Sorry, last thing I want to say for all of you watching at home, this entire live stream is going to live permanently on the Roomful of Sky channel on YouTube and also on Facebook. So if you want to revisit any of these performances, or you missed anything, or you want to show a friend Liz's awesome new songs, you could find this video, Roomful of Sky, where you're watching now, basically, on YouTube or Facebook. All right, Liz, take it away.
Alrighty, so this last song I'm going to do, I know some people watching have heard this one, is also unreleased. It's an unreleased song kind of night tonight. But this is a song I wrote when it was really cold in the winter, and I was trying to imagine somewhere where I could go that was nice and warm to escape to. Although I think it has a little more to it than that, but as always, I let the audience interpret how they'd like. So this is called Ocean of My Own. I am floating in a quiet place I know, where the waters and the skies are dipped in gold, when teardrops need somewhere to fall. Float here in this ocean of my own. I feel weightless, with waves under my toes, like I'm magic, with stardust in my soul, when daydreams need some place to roam. Float here in this ocean of my own. When I feel like hiding from it all, I feel my eyes closing, gold around my shoulders, out here in this ocean of my own. Of my own.
Great.
Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome, Liz. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Sounded great.
Thank you.
Oh, so nice.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
All
Thanks,
right.
Joe.
So we've already told you all where you could hear and see more of Liz. I think, Liz, you're basically Liz Rose Sings on all
Yes,
the
Liz
platforms,
Rose.
right?
Yes, all the platforms. Yeah, Liz Rose sings. Liz Rose like the flowers sings.
All right. Okay, and now for the final song of the night, our friend from Alabama.
Hello. Thank you. So I'm gonna play a song. Actually, I wrote it a few years ago. I never released it though. It's called Saturn. So I did play this a little bit around New York. And it's sort of astrologically influenced. If anyone's familiar with astrology, I really love studying the symbology behind Western astrology and the mythology attached to it. And I have, in my birth chart, I have 5 planets in Capricorn, and Capricorn's ruled by Saturn, and so I just love to look at that symbology and explore it. So this was sort of an exploration of that energy and those archetypes in my life. So it's called Saturn. Let's see. This candle wick slowly dies in this cave with you and I catching hold on love beyond seas. Take them back to Saturn for one more year.
Someone had mentioned it was mystical and adventurous. I think that's a great way to describe it.
Yeah.
I like that. Thanks. How it feels.
Well, Joe Mercer is running out of spaces in the comments. There's not going to be room for any more applause emojis. All right. Well, for all of those of you watching at home, thank you so much for spending these last couple hours with us. We are here the third Tuesday of every month. Jason, Victor, and I are always here, and our other two guests rotate. And Liz and Grove, thank both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Liz and Grove, don't hang up. Stick around. We'll have a little bit backstage debriefing chat. Jason in a moment's going to turn the public stream off. But everyone at home, thank you again. We'll see you next month. Stay safe, and we love you.